Hey everybody, it's Mikala of the Mad Music Podcast. I'm with my lovely co-hosts Amma and Dami.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
I'm gonna pass the mic because we have a special guest. I'm passing the mic to Amma. Amma, you want to do our intro for our special guest?
Of course. Of course. Yes. We have the honor of having this very special guest. Originally from Cali. Has been a New Yorker for some time now, based out of Brooklyn, recording artist, performer, actor. I've seen some of those pictures. You're definitely a model as well. Has an album out called Himboism, which is a fun journey through a plethora of genre bending sounds. I believe liquid drum and bass, dance, pop, R&B, tech house, a little bit of everything for everybody. We'll get into it today for sure, but please welcome Boy Radio to Mad Music Podcast.
Yes. Thank you for coming. If you didn't know,
Yes.
we are the podcast that talks about music that moves us in a myriad of ways. That's why we have a wonderful artist here today. Okay.
Mad music. No, that's right.
So radio, we always ask all of our guests, we just want to get a feel for like what's your music taste, favorite genre, favorite artist, who you feeling right now. Let us know what's up. What's in your ears usually.
So I mean, I could start. First of all, thank you for having me. This is so cool that we're doing this and just being introduced to other music lovers and people who have a platform to share that and inspire other people. So thank you. Chokehold, who's got me on one? Okay, so I have been listening to that new Mariah Carey song for a few weeks now.
Okay.
It's called Type Dangerous. And it's funny because it came out of nowhere, but it really like comes from classic Mariah Carey sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like she gives the energy that she's over it, like she's too over it to even write a song.
Yes.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and this song is that quintessential Mariah Carey. Like, I don't know why I'm here, but I'm here, and I don't want to be here, but I'm gonna sing about it, and I love it. So that's the song "Type Dangerous." Mariah Carey's got me on a chokehold right now.
She is she sings effortlessly and she has become effortless as the years have gone by.
That's her thing. Yeah, that's her
Yep.
character now. It's
Yeah.
just effortless. Just like,
Yes.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so.
I just here so I don't get fined. Okay, besides your chokehold though, who are like artists that you like are listening to, or what's your like go-to genre that you're like going to listen to all the time?
I listen to everything. I
Love
mean,
it.
I grew up with pop and R&B as my favorite, of course,
Yeah.
and but I also grew up in Southern California, so I grew up around a lot of like skaters and
Mm.
like in the suburbs. So like my suburban mix of like Hispanic culture, Black culture, white culture, even Asian culture, kind of like made me want to learn everything.
Love that.
Um, so I still listen to old rock. Like I listen to like No Doubt and Aerosmith. I
Mhm.
listen to Al Green. It reminds me of my family all the time,
Love
and
that.
like Lenny Kravitz. And then
Mm.
I still listen to my pop girlies like Britney and Janet and Madonna still like
Period.
on repeat.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of I'm an everything person.
You fit right in. That's exactly how I would
Right.
describe.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I mean, especially my
Right.
music taste. I don't want to speak for everybody, but my music taste definitely. I'm like, I will listen to anything, everything, all things. No, nobody talking, nobody singing, instrumentals. I love it all. Jazz, smooth jazz. Like, I, I
Hmm.
also
Mm-hmm.
just a tad bit in California. Grew up in San Luis Obispo, and my mother used to listen to she used to put on the smooth jazz radio station out there all the time on our way to school. So
Yes,
it just did something to my spirit and like yeah, even as my little 5-year-old self.
the wave.
Yeah.
Coast 102, the wave.
Smooth jazz. Okay, awesome. So you gave us
Hmm.
your chokehold. Ladies, who wants to go first? Who's going with their chokehold as well?
I can go
I can
first.
go. Oh, excuse me.
Let me get it out the
Excuse
way.
me.
Let me get it out the way. So the past couple days have actually felt like real summer because I know it was kind of going back and forth with the weather, and we have those certain songs that just remind us of summer. Amory's what you call it?
One
Oh
thing.
my gosh. Why don't we fall? Why don't
Oh.
not one thing? No. Why don't we fall in love? Is one of them.
Yes.
But then another one of them for me is "Beautiful" by Pharrell and Snoop Dogg. I don't know why
Mm.
that just makes me feel. It just makes me feel like summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So those two actually have been on heavy rotation. Those are like really good summer songs. Like the sun is out, we feeling good. It's perfect, perfect songs for that weather.
Yes, love
I
that.
just revisited that album actually.
Oh, okay.
The A.
Which
Marie
one?
album with Why Don't We Fall in
Mm,
Love, and like
it's good.
One Thing is on there, and it's like that whole album kind of went under the radar.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had her on my Slept on Saturday a couple times because of that. I feel like
Mhm.
people didn't appreciate how good that album was.
Yeah.
What about you, Dami?
So mine's kind of local, but I guess it's not as local as I thought. So last month, there was a passing of an artist called Eddie Lewis, also known as Supa. He was a part of this like house music group called Alias. And if you never heard of the group, you heard the song "Follow Me," and they go like,
Mhm.
follow me."
Mhm.
And ever since his passing, I just been listening to a lot of house, and obviously that's one of like the biggest songs that came out of Jersey. But also recently, like the South, they've been doing a lot of like boots on the ground and a lot of the fan clapping when it
Oh,
comes to
girl.
the song. So I'm just like about the song, and like I found some video on TikTok of him performing the song while he was, I think, in Texas, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. So I've been listening to that a lot. So Big Jersey, R.I.P. to Eddie, and
Mhm.
that song lives on forever.
They clapping the fans to that too?
Yes, girl.
That's hilarious. That's
Yes,
hilarious.
girl. Hmm.
Oh goodness. Well, because Brandy's coming back with the tour with
Oh
Monica,
my
Mhm.
God.
I
Can't wait.
had to revisit Aphrodisiac. That's one of my favorite albums. So one of my favorites from there, and I'm sure it's probably already been my chokehold, but I Tried is one of my favorite Brandy songs.
Mm,
Top song
Hmm.
from the album. Doesn't
that
get
is
talked
good.
about enough.
Oh.
It's such a good song. It's such a good song. So yes, can't wait to
Yeah.
see her. I know she's not gonna sing that, but God, I wish.
She might. She
Yeah.
might.
Yeah.
You
I'm
never
not
know.
like you, okay?
She's an incredible artist. She Brandy's an incredible
Oh
artist, and I
yeah.
think that she might actually surprise a lot of people with her playlist because she
See?
knows that she's got like B-sides on B-sides, and
B-sides
everyone
on
loves the B-sides.
B-sides. Okay.
Yeah.
Say You Will, one of the
Hmm.
most
See?
beautiful songs I've ever heard from her. Oh, she's just incredible. Like, yeah, she does it
I'm
for me
excited
every
for her.
time. Yeah.
Hmm.
As
Come on, stacking.
As always, let us know what you guys have been listening to. We'll put you on the put on. On to Musical Mess. Musical Mess today is brought to us by Amma.
Mm,
I think we touched on
mm.
this a little bit,
Sorry.
but it was about the Essence Fest and how things are, well, we touched on it in our group chat, but not here, but how things have just not been going well or well enough or as good as they used to be for the Essence Fest. And there's been all sorts of like complaints, like one, ticket sales are down, and then like two, major thing is like the performances and when they're actually going to be allowing the performances to hit the stage, like the performers to hit the stage. Like they had the Lauren Hill hitting the stage at 2:30 in the morning, and for once it was not her
Girl.
fault.
Mm,
But
mm.
they had a lot of like different issues. Like on Friday night, the concert concluded at 3:37 a.m. On Saturday, it was 1:30 in the morning. On Sunday, it was 2:55. And now, people are about to catch a flight back to wherever they came
Yeah.
from. This is crazy. It doesn't make any sense why what has happened, like who's dropping the ball, like. And of course we do have auntie Stephanie. She was like, I need to write a letter. I need to write an email to let y'all know it was not my fault. This is on them. Like I'm also disgusted with what has happened with the Essence Festival. And she just said quickly, like, "Dear Essence Festival organizers, I am writing to share my feedback following my performance at this year's Essence Festival. While I remain grateful for the opportunity to have participated, my overall experience was unfortunately marred by significant production issues that negatively impacted both my performance and the artist's experience as a whole." So that right there alone just tells you that if Auntie is starting to say, "Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up," y'all know I am a professional. I've been doing this for years and years and years, some longer than some of y'all have been alive. I know that something ain't right. I would like to get Radio's take on this because you are a performer, and I'm sure you've had your shares of like debacles and things that have happened that you couldn't, it wasn't your fault. It was just this production and stuff. How do you feel about what if you've heard anything with Essence Fest, but like, people not organizing the festival well?
I mean, at the end of the day, from the audience and the fans' perspective, it always falls back on the artist.
Mm,
And that's the hard part.
yeah.
Like, it always falls back on Lauryn Hill didn't show up till 3 a.m. or they, you know what I mean? It's never a tech issue. It's never, and to be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, it's because tech and crew are union. And so,
Right.
regardless of what's happening,
Yep.
it's never going to fall back on them.
Hmm.
Like, it's not their fault. It won't ever be their fault
Yeah.
because they're protected.
Okay.
Mhm.
And that's a part of the performance industry that a lot of people don't have necessarily the grace to understand because they paid $300 for a ticket
Mm,
and that ticket said 8 p.m. And when they
Yeah.
got there at 8 or 7 to get there early, and then said artist or whatever didn't show up but didn't perform until midnight or 1, immediately we think, or they think, well, Stephanie Mills, Madonna, Missy Elliott, Lauryn Hill has a reputation of being 2 hours late.
got a
So
point.
it's complicated because it's hard to think about the extra work that goes into big performances like that. A festival is crazy.
Yeah.
And there's probably so many stage managers and so many other people. And also every artist has their entourage and the whole thing. But at the end of the day, like, you're right. Like, for me personally, that's one of my biggest pet peeves
Mm,
is just like when you show up to the thing at that moment, the only thing that matters is the thing.
that's right.
Yep.
And a lot of times in those like scenarios, you have like different pockets of people. You have some people who are just going with the flow.
Yeah.
You have other people who are thinking about what happened and what could have happened. You have other people who are like imagining negative scenarios before they happen. And all of those people are just in each other's ear the whole day. And like, for me as an artist, like, the last thing I want to do is not have fun. The last thing I want to do is have someone tell me what's going to go wrong or what could go wrong,
Yeah.
or tell me, "Oh, by the way, we're going to put you on 2 hours later than we said you were," and expect me to be like, "Okay." Like, the hardest part is like if I have people there to see me at 8 and 9:30 rolls around, they're going to leave.
Mm,
Like, that's how that
hmm.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I saw that Stephanie Mills letter and I was like, "Oh, she like Auntie was mad cuz she's too old, too professional,
Yes.
and too beautiful to be waiting
That's right.
3
Yeah.
hours to sing her 7-song set."
Yes. Yes, that's right. She said that
I don't
they
know.
were like all the problems were multifaceted. It was a lot of different things that went wrong at that time. It wasn't just, one thing. It was scheduling, it was stuff that was going on backstage, and like, yeah, you're right. Like, you never hear an artist be like, "I'm sorry, the stage manager told me that it was going to be this time, and then they had switched it." And nobody's doing it. They just want you are right there, and you're just like, "Let me perform, let me get on this stage, let me
Mhm.
sing the song that you know that you've been waiting to hear, and let me make you happy." But we usually don't get that. And especially like you were saying as well, if they are known for being like that, like Lauryn Hill, you're just like, "Oh my God, it's Lauryn Hill
Yeah.
being Lauryn Hill."
Yeah,
But
right.
other times, or you're like, "Oh, they must have been doing whatever that they shouldn't have been doing," and whole time it's tech, or whole time is, the crew gotta get switched out, or whatever it is. They don't pay after 12 a.m.
And there's nothing worse getting on stage mad.
Yeah. I can
Hmm.
imagine.
Everything is affected.
Yeah.
Every song is affected.
Yeah.
Every moment is just like, well, I guess I'll do this song now. Like, because they're telling me that I only have 3 more minutes. Like, you're just mad. Like, everything is mad.
Some artists
Yeah,
can't
and it
hide it
comes out in the
Yeah.
either.
performance sometimes.
Yeah, some artists are
Right.
not that good at
Yeah.
hiding that. They're like, they
No,
will
they
tell
don't.
us that they're mad.
God.
I'm sorry, y'all. It's just not my night. You didn't pay $500 to make it your night. It's your damn
Solange
night.
has the sound check song. I don't know if you saw. I don't know if this. Actually, I think you can YouTube it. But Solange has the sound check song where like she stops the show in the middle and she's like, "Okay, we're gonna do the sound check song because we didn't get a sound check. So let's do the sound." They're like, "This
Mm.
is the
Oh
sound check
wow.
song. We checking the drums and we checking the guitar and this is the sound check." Like, yeah,
Yeah.
everyone has their like modes of like
Hmm.
turning on and turning off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess I mean,
Yeah.
you learn what they are over time. You know what I was thinking though, as y'all were talking, and this is just me, my conspiracy theory ass, but I don't even know if this is a conspiracy theory, but what if Essence was like, well, y'all know Lauren be late anyway, so we could take our time. We could take our time doing what we got to do. It's okay if we running 2 hours behind because she be late anyway. I wonder if there was some conversation behind the scenes like that.
But then
She do be late, but damn, like
you don't
what
have an
time?
excuse for Saturday and Sunday. What's the excuse then? And then a
Yeah.
lot of times they were
Right.
That's
saying
true.
like it was too many artists, like they had like 8 performers on at one point.
Mm,
It was just
facts.
too many people at one time on each day. They were also saying like the wow factor is gone. There's no like superstar headliner anymore, which makes
Mm.
sense. Like you don't have a Beyonce or the Hot Boys or because they had already either performed or they're doing something else or like who's the big performer. There's no, I would think last year or so it was Janet Jackson, and not to say like Jill Scott is not a big performer. She is huge, but we're talking about like mega stars, global, people can bring a lot of people, and yeah, it's just like they don't have it anymore for some reason.
And Maze and Frankie Beverly used to close it out every Sunday, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody would wear all white. Black people love all
Mm-hmm.
white.
Yeah.
Everybody would wear all white, and that was like the thing. Like that was the
Yeah.
big finale, and they don't have that anymore, unfortunately. No.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a couple of thoughts. One as a festival goer that's been experiencing PTSD since COVID started because every festival has kind of gone to shits. I think a lot of these festivals just need to scale down. Like whatever momentum they had prior to COVID, with big crowds and the multiple acts in a day, 3-day festival, it's proving time and time again that they cannot do that again. It's clearly not possible, and it may be due to COVID, which is fine. But I think sometimes greed will get you in a fucked up position, and that's what happened with Essence. That's what happened with Roots Picnic for the second or third time. That's what happened with the Smoking Grooves Festival in Cali.
Mhm.
I just think everyone just need to think and possibly scale back, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think even Afropunk even scaled back. I think last year or the year
Mhm.
before. They're not even at the
Mm.
same. I think Commodore Battery Park or whatever the park is called. And it's showing. It is showing. My second thought is, I'm sure Lauryn Hill wasn't affected as much because she's used to performing at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and and three, I just you know like what Radio said, it's hard to place the blame on those who are running the festivals, right? Because we don't know them by face or by name. We could blame the organization as a whole, but more than likely, a lot of festival goers will blame the artist
That's
because
right.
that's the only person they know.
Mhm.
And you're right, you just don't know what's happening in the background. You don't know, like, this was a last minute artist. Because I believe Lauryn Hill wasn't even scheduled. Because I
No,
think what happened with Essence Fest was that they announced the lineup really, really late,
they did.
which also kind of contributed to the low sales because it's like, well, I don't know who's performing, so I'm not going to shell out $200,
Right.
$300 for a ticket and then
Right.
$400, $500 for the hotel room, and then all the extra expenses just to figure out who's going to perform that following weekend. It didn't make sense. So I think it's just a lot of issues logistically that led up to the failure of this year's festival, and they got to do better. And we got to remember, SS Fest was for the aunties. Aunties do not
For
stay up
sure.
past 11 o'clock, baby. If it's
For
10:30
sure.
and Maxwell didn't come on yet, they are going home.
For sure.
Mhm.
Okay.
3 a.m. is diabolical. That's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Right.
I can't even do that anymore. Like going out, maybe in my bed, but not sitting at a concert.
Right,
Then
in
I
my
gotta get
bed.
home. I gotta get changed. I gotta get a little snack because I know I'm gonna be hungry after
It's
burning
too
all that
much.
energy singing. It's too
Yeah.
much.
It's
Yeah,
too much.
yeah,
And I'll say, as a New Orleans native, Essence Fest used to feel like it was for us, but we invited people. We invited y'all. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we invited y'all into our city. It don't even feel like it's for us anymore. It feels like it's literally just in New Orleans and that's it.
hmm
So I think that's also, there's also a cultural disconnect from, like, if you're gonna be in the city, like there's a reason why New Orleans is New Orleans, right? Like if you're gonna be in the city, you have to connect with the people who are from there, who are living there, vendors and whatnot. And a lot of those people pulled out. It became too expensive for them. They felt like they were like priced out of that. That also affects the whole experience as well. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, to again, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed logistics wise, but I
yeah,
think there's also some cultural disconnect from the locals, because I've seen time and time again all over my social media people from back home complaining about what's going on with Essence, and I'm
yeah.
like, damn, it was not like that when we was growing up. Like it was a New Orleans holiday. It was another New Orleans holiday. Essence was, and it just doesn't feel that way anymore.
Yeah.
Any suggestions on
Mm.
changes? Y'all have any tips since we were complaining so much?
Well, Dami gave one. She said scale it down a little bit.
hmm
I think no need to overbook those main stages, because they definitely did the most with that this year. I saw some people had like 10 minutes to perform that, and like it was
Oh
a lot
wow.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Coco Jones might have had like 15 minutes or something like
Same
that.
with Patty and
It's kind of
Jasmine. They had
crazy.
only been on there for like 10-minute solos, and it's like for like I thought it was a whole thing, like a
For what?
whole with Jill, but
Quality over quantity. Connect back to the locals, right? Make it affordable for most people like it used to be. Book those really big, like those big closing acts for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that will really bring people in. That's the things off the top of my head. I know there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I'm
yeah,
sure can be fixed from a like business perspective and like a executive perspective. I'm sure, like when we think about the vision of Essence and what it was supposed to stand for, like that's a
Mm-hmm.
bigger issue. But those are the things off the top of my head that I would address first.
I know that's right. Yeah. Well, that was my musical.
There's something to be said. Wait, can I
No,
jump in just real?
go ahead.
Because
Of
festivals, I
course.
think, are really. I grew up in California where we used to go to like the Irvine Spectrum is what it used to be called,
hmm
and they used to do like Wango Tango, which is a big pop festival. They used to do 7-Eleven or 7-Eleven 7 Up used to do like Vans Warp Tour, and like
Mm.
the hip hop festival. Like we didn't have Summer Jam, but we had like different versions of Summer Jam. That's where I saw Jay-Z for the first time. That's where I met Pharrell for the first time. Like these
Oh,
were
nice.
stages that they would do. The main stage would have the big acts, but then there would be little side stages where people could discover new
Yeah.
artists
Hmm.
as well as see the large artists who weren't on the main stage but closer. And I think you said it, like the scaling back also means like you need your like one or two main artists, and then the other artists, of course, you put them on, but like allow people the opportunity to actually see them.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remember, do y'all remember when Usher announced the Lovers and Friends Festival,
Oh, in
and
Vegas.
it
Yeah.
had and
Yeah.
in Vegas, and
Yeah.
they canceled it because the weather was bad.
hmm
But
Yeah.
every single act was an act people wanted to
That's
see.
right.
There would
Mm-hmm.
have
That's
been
true.
no way. People would have been running from stage to stage. It was like TLC,
Ludacris.
Brandy and
Yeah.
Monica,
Yeah.
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 Ludacris, like Amarie was
Yeah.
there, Maya was there, like
Yes.
every single Usher,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys for some reason were gonna be there. Like it was like, what happening? This is like the best. This might be the best festival lineup I've ever seen in my life. It's almost too good to be true. And then of
It,
course it
Right.
didn't
it felt
happen.
too good.
Right.
Right.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It was like it's a little bit shisty. Is this the real flyer? Somebody made this
Yeah.
up.
It seemed like an AI flyer for sure, but no, those tickets went on sale. They went on sale.
Yeah,
And but
They
like
did.
that's right.
it's like for the patrons, like I don't know if it's greed or if it's just that like wanting to like make good entertainment. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. The headline the world artists right now are on tour.
hmm
All of them are on tour
Yeah,
right
they're
Hmm.
now.
going. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So,
exactly. Yeah, it's
They are.
I don't know. Unfortunately, I if it's like kind of, I hate to bring it up like this, but you gotta have the same respect as people have it for like Coachella. Like people go to Coachella, they see Lady Gaga, they see Missy Elliott, they see like big, big, big superstars, and like what's happening at
Yeah.
Essence is like crazy because I mean, yeah, I feel like they can do much better. I hope they do over the next few years, and
They
They'll
can.
probably take this as a lesson. I mean, if Stephanie Mills had to write a letter, they'll take it as a lesson.
Right.
what the thing
Right.
is, Stephanie Mills has no problem complaining about something wrong, as we all know.
She really
Yeah,
doesn't, but she put it on the official
yeah.
letterhead.
The
Mama was
She
she
had a
didn't miss
she
it.
has
letterhead
everything. To whom it may
She didn't miss
from the
it.
concern.
desk of Stephanie Mills. Yeah, right.
Uh,
With love always. Your Dorothy
But it's just a
forever.
stamp, like a pre-made stamp. You're Dorothy,
Right.
the Lady Queen Miss Stephanie Mills, Esquire.
not Esquire.
Yeah, but yeah. There's a lot else going on. As we know, Diddy and all that bull, and Nicki Minaj. I don't know what's going on. Somebody needs to rein her back in. I don't know. Take the
Mm,
phone. They don't do that enough for her. But at
It's a
this
lot
point,
going
it's just
on.
like it's always the same type of stories with these people. Same type of stories with Diddy, and same type of stories with Nicki Minaj. Is always like who let her out? Who let the dogs out? Um,
Mm.
she's constantly on the prayer list. Anyway, let's get on to the the best part of this, the hook. Today we will be talking
Yes.
about boy radio and all your wonderful music, and just you as an
Mm.
artist, and highlighting some of our favorite songs and asking you questions that have been coming to our minds, listening to your music and everything. But I think what's important, you gave us just a little bit, like you're from Cali, and you moved to New York, and I'm gonna introduce you like that. But and what's your like background, like music background? We should get into a little bit.
That's a good question. I grew up in a musical household. My mom is a child of the late 60s, or like she's born in the late 50s, but she's a child of 60s. So she had a lot of records, a lot of vinyls.
Love
And
that.
when I was born, she had them all still. And so when I discovered, music in my little record player, I started like thumbing through all of them. So I grew up in a musical household just listening. Like I've always been listening. She's probably been listening to music since I was in the belly.
Hmm.
Um, and then I craved knowledge of music, but just because of where we were, like it wasn't something that she kind of like felt comfortable putting me in classes.
Hmm.
um so I spent a lot of time dancing, spent a lot of time learning musicality through dance. Like
Mm.
I used to watch MTV all the time, and I would learn the music videos. I would like record them.
Yes.
I would stay up, my mom would let me stay up till like 9 p.m. to watch the Michael Jackson premieres.
Yes. Yes.
And
Come on, bring us back.
and I would record them and dance and all that stuff. So like when I was finally in a place where I could like take lessons, I took vocal like singing lessons.
Love that.
And I played clarinet. I
Oh, me
also
too.
play
Barely.
clarinet. Yeah, come on, barely. And trumpet for a while, and continued to dance. And as I like grew up and got taller and whatever, I just held on to all those things. I kind of like lost touch with my instruments, but I
Mhm.
kept in tune with my vocalizing and with my dancing.
Yes, I love that.
Nice.
That's great. I'm jealous of you being, music, like as far as instruments. I'm always a little bit jealous, envious of people who can play well,
Yeah.
actually.
It's never too late to pick one
That's
up
right.
either.
That's
I
true.
mean, like you just pick up something that feels correct,
That's
like
right.
go into a room and feel like lean into what you're drawn to. The piano is hard, not
The
gonna lie.
piano is very hard,
Mm.
yes. I don't think I have the finger
But if you
strength
have the
for that.
brain for it.
Got little hands. It's a little hard. But yeah, I love that a lot. And I love that you actually took vocal lessons too, because I think a lot of people don't talk about that, especially like a lot of our singers that we love. Like we think they just came out the womb. Some of them really did probably just come out the womb singing naturally, having
Yeah.
the gift. Like people do have gift, but it also you also have to learn your gift too. So I love that you said you did vocal lessons. Were they like hard? Where did it take you a long time to get into it, or what was that like for
I
you?
think I mean, I loved it. I even like, I mean, there was a time where I was just super inhibited. Like I didn't want to use my voice, didn't want to
Mm,
sing. I felt nervous about it. I would get like crazy nerves. And I even like, when I was younger, I would audition for things and I would be so psyched and I'd be singing all day in my room or whatever. And then I'd get to the audition and I would just like not be able to open my voice. Like my
mm.
mom would be like, I just drove you all the way to LA and like you didn't even want to sing
You
the
wanna
song. And
sing?
I was like, nah, I don't know. Like,
Aw,
so
I do.
it is a muscle to flex after a while because you do strengthen it. And like,
Yeah.
I had to strengthen that part of it too. And then the vocal lessons were something I had a teacher, Vanetta Mixon, when I was younger, who it felt like sports. Like part of me wanted to be there, but the other part of me was like, I don't want to keep doing these warm-ups. Like I just want to sing the song.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
The work.
But now I like, yeah, the work is hard, but now I love it. Like every once in a while, I will just put on a playlist of vocal warm-ups when I have the time and just open my voice up. Like right now I'm a little tired from the weekend,
Right.
but yeah, it's something that I think vocalizing and vocal warm-ups are something everybody should do
Hmm.
because regardless of if you think you can sing or not, this is my takeaway. Regardless if you think you can't sing, you can. Everyone can.
Okay.
When we speak with musicality. Like
Okay.
Right.
that
Hmm.
one friend who talks up here, that one friend who talks down here. Those are notes. You are talking on
That's
notes.
a good point.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
so yeah.
I be trying to tell them that.
You don't warm
I'm
up.
so happy they can hear them.
That's the issue. She doesn't warm up.
You
She just
you give
go.
it to us raw.
You hear from a you heard it from a true artiste. Like he said, everybody can sing. So that means I can sing too.
You just gave her hope.
Good.
Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
What brought you to New York then? Because I feel like, when people talk about the vibe in Cali versus the vibe in New York is very different. Like people always attribute Cali to being like really chill and like calm and like everything is just irie. But like in New York it's like the hustle and the bustle and like, you have to keep moving and you're working hard, you're working so hard, you're overworking.
Yeah.
What made you make that move to the East Coast?
I mean, I came for performing arts school and I was craving it. I was working at a theme park for a while. I was working at Disneyland and
Oh.
and I was craving like the work that would let me utilize all of my body and like all of my like talents.
Mhm.
But what I was doing was working in a space where I was just improvising a lot and like hosting and kind of like playing with characters, playing with character voices. Um, so I auditioned for I don't think I've ever told this story. I auditioned for one of the parades. Um, and I got it. I got the parade, and it was like gonna be on like the Toy Story float, and I was gonna be like, like doing the Dougie with like Woody or something like that. Um, and I ended up not being able to take the job because we just started implementing this new thing where like if you had a certain amount of call outs, then you weren't able to
Ah.
transfer to different departments or whatever.
No.
And because I was at university at the time, I was going to Cal State Fullerton. I was in a play, a musical in the theater department, and when our show opened, I had to like make it work for my show or
Hmm.
whatever for school. So I used my whatever, my call outs or whatever, and like I had like 2 points over, and they were like, "So we're not going to transfer you to parades because you have 2 points over, but if you want to wait until next year, you can." And I was like,
What?
"No," and that's when I ended up picking up and moving to New York. And like what drew me here, one of the things that I still believe is like I really was ready to break out of my shell. I was ready
Yeah.
to leave that introvert self behind, and I was looking
Mhm.
for the space to actually be able to express that part of me and feel
Yeah.
like I had the safe space and around the right people to do it. So still holds true today. Like when I go to LA, I love it, but I after 3 or 4 weeks, I'm like, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
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 I'm
Yeah.
I'm always amazed by like stories of people, artists, students, anyone who like moves to New York. Like I'm always amazed when people are just like, you know what? I'm just going for it. I'm going for my dreams. Um because I know a lot of people do that and they're not always successful, right? The story doesn't always end well. But it sounds like for you, you found like a community, you found a space where you can be successful. So like how did you get into the groove once you actually got to New York? Like how did you find different producers to connect with and different places to perform?
I love that question. It's been a while, and I mean, in essence, I'm still working on it. Like,
Hmm.
I've been watching old MTV Music Awards these past 2 days because I've been getting a lot of inspiration from like the late '90s. There was a really big shift in music, but I'm also realizing in watching these, I watched the 1997 VMAs, and now I'm watching the 1998. Those artists were like our age that we
Yeah.
are now
Hmm.
at that
So
Mm,
time.
crazy. Yeah.
mhm.
So like Madonna and the Spice Girls and Brandy and Monica even and Will Smith and all them, they were like in their 30s into their 40s, kind of like having this like up moment where
Yeah.
MTV was also putting them on the pedestal. So for me, like I had a moment when I after I graduated school and I did some work in theater, I came back to New York with the intention of I just want to settle in New York for a minute and figure out how to build my artist life.
Mm.
Mhm.
Um, it's not always easy, but it takes I've been alone for most of my life. I'm relatively single now, but it's like that was a good thing because that calling to like, you know what, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go to an open mic tonight. And I'm gonna go to an open mic where there's gonna be 20 people, but I'm gonna get there an hour early so I can sing two songs. And it's all genres, so it doesn't matter. Like I'm gonna sing my little pop
Hmm.
song, and
Yeah.
then the next guy's gonna sing his rap song, next guy's gonna sing his country song, but I'm at least contributing to the space.
Yeah.
And you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Hey, I actually really liked your vibe," or whatever. And that's what started to happen. My first few moments in like nightlife, club culture, and music culture was at a club called Fat Baby. There was an artist named Will Sheridan who lives, I think, he's one of the he's famous for being one of the first Villanova basketball players to actually come out publicly.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Mm.
and he'd been living in New York and he'd been making music with his like collective, and I did a show, an open mic, and he was there. And he asked me to come play at one of his like open mic type things. And then after that, like I started to meet more people in that community, and all of a sudden we were playing shows every 3 weeks.
Love that.
Um, so that kind of has evolved into where I'm at now, where like sometimes I still feel like a newbie. I kind of am
Mm.
in the sense of now more people are starting to hear me, but
Yeah.
I have almost 12 years under my belt of just New York artist BS. And like so the joy of coming into it and not feeling jaded by it is kind of like what takes the nerves out. Like all of those nervous feelings I used to have when I was younger
Yeah.
of coming in and sharing something that I feel so sacred. Like I'm not nervous, I'm excited, but I'm also like, honey, I've been doing this for like 10 years, so it's fine.
That
Not new to
also,
this, true to this.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
that also feels very New
Right.
Yorker too. That feels like, we all grinding. We all trying to,
The honey part.
yes, we all trying to
Yeah.
get up out of here. One
Honey, it's too hot for
Right.
for me to be waiting till 3 a.m. for you to tell me that I'm going on. How about
exactly.
this? I'll go on, I'll do two songs, but I'm gonna write a letter about it after. How about
Right.
Yes.
that?
Something I was always interested in every artist that I like and love and all that is knowing the story behind their name. So I just wanted to know like what's the story behind,
Hmm.
Boy Radio and like how different is Boy Radio than Jordan?
Um, Boy Radio was inspired by the neo-romantic era of the 1980s. It was like Boy George
Mhm.
is an artist who is still, kicking and making
Mhm.
great music
Mhm.
and performing in Broadway. There were a lot of people, and it was mostly in the UK, but it kind of made its way over to New York. It was like the punk music and queer punk music renaissance of people in London and people in certain areas where, as a resistance to what punk was at the time,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
was staple pierce your nose,
Yeah.
spiky hair, like
Mhm.
razor blades, the whole thing, as a form of opposition, but still punk mindset. There was more of a romantic version of that.
Mhm.
um you'll see like photos of people like Klaus Nomi or like Boy George, um Grace Jones, even like they were glamorous looking,
Yes.
but
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
were punk as hell. Like
Yes.
Grace
Grace
Jones is
Jones,
infamously
definitely.
known for being one of the most punk rock people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she never looked crazy. She looked like beautiful, or like
Model-esque.
almost androgynous
Yeah.
and beautiful, like
Mhm.
model-esque. Like, and
Yeah.
she stayed with a lot of models in her upcoming. But so Boy George influenced me in the realm of like, there were a lot of boys, there were a lot of ladies. Lady Gaga even is of, her
Mm.
name is of the Renaissance, in that same way. And I just used to have more of a band name. And at one point I thought to myself, let me make it more singular.
Mm.
And I did a gig at the Latex Ball, which is a big like Vogue house ball that
Nice.
happens in
Yes,
New
yes,
Yes.
York.
yes. Mhm.
And Hector Extravaganza asked me to perform, and I did. And I created this like performance song for it, and I went by Boy Radio that night, and it just stuck. Like everyone was
Love
like,
that.
"Oh, I love like your Boy Radio. I loved your performance," and ever since then, it's just been that.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
That's
That is
awesome.
awesome.
Does Boy Radio feel like your alter ego? Does he feel so different
It
as an artist?
it has become, yeah. It's starting to become more and more because there's so much of me that I input into my music and into my persona, but there's been not enough separation. And now I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, let me separate a little bit more because I can actually have more fun. There are some answers I could give. Like there are some answers I do give when people ask me really, really silly, dumb questions or really serious questions, where instead of actually being like, okay, subtext is, I'm just like, oh yeah, I don't know, it's blue. Mhm.
You can lean
What was
more
that?
into it. I love that. Yeah, I would do the same though. Yeah, especially if
Yeah.
it's something that
I've sometimes very cautiously just don't want to give off the air of like dumb boy or dumb man,
Mm,
but
Hmm.
that is essentially what the joy of like himboism
that's
is
right.
like there is a switch that sometimes we turn on,
Yeah,
and it's not just male centric, it's like the girls do it too. Like
that's right.
we New Yorkers do it a lot. We have to, for it's our own protection sometimes.
Hmm.
Okay.
I was actually going to ask you, you beat me to my question. I was going to ask you about himboism, and I saw like what the definitions online said, but wanted to hear from your perspective,
Mhm.
how do you define it? And you know, was your motivation behind naming your album that to kind of like redefine the word, right? And kind of move away from the negative connotations that are typically associated with himbo, and kind of like just make it your own. Was that your I guess goal with the name or with the album?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Um, because I had found myself in too many situations where um, I was being taken advantage of in different ways.
Hmm.
And it became funny to me that I was like, well, if I wanted to be taken advantage of, I just would take advantage of myself. Like if I wanted to be
Right.
exploited or non-consensually, like put in a bad place, I would have just done that myself. I
Right.
would have just,
Hmm.
jumped in a well and left my cell phone in the bar. Like, I don't know. So it became like the goal became, how do I express joy through song and lyric, and also like bring other people into that world so that they can understand that like it is a switch and it's not just, again, that two separating worlds.
Yeah.
So you have your
That
project
makes sense.
Himboism out though, and I was just wondering, like Erica says, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Like, how do you handle criticism of your music? Like, how did you like build the confidence to like, you know what, I'm putting this out, and you either love it or hate it. I don't care. It's mine, and I put my all into it. How do you handle any of that feedback?
I think just that, like, it's nice to be on your show because this is the first time that I am actually getting feedback from different outlets.
Mm.
Like
Mm.
there was a time in the past where if an artist, a new artist, or even an established artist put out music and people started to latch onto it, they would just write about it. They would be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I discovered this thing. Here's this song." But now it's
Mhm.
like, "Hey, pay me $5,000 and I'll write about your
Yeah.
music." Or like, do you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
the, "Hey, we can promote your music if you sign up for a hype edit or
Yeah.
whatever it's called." But like, there's no there's no authenticity
Right.
shining there because anyone can just pay $20 and have them write about, because
Yeah.
someone's gonna find something to like. I like the beat, simple as that.
Yeah.
Um, but to actually to actually have in depth feedback has been really helpful. And yeah, you said it, like it was so personal. It took me 2 years really to finish it, 2.5 years.
Mhm.
Um, and it became so personal last summer that I wanted to finish it. I wanted to put it out last summer. And for some reason, I just couldn't sit with the mixes enough to finish them.
Mm. Mhm.
Mm.
Um,
Mm. Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that because I feel like when you listen to different artists and they have their interviews or they're just talking about their project in general, and some artists will say like, I've been holding on to this song for years and it
yeah,
just wasn't the right time to put this out on this project, and um or this song, it just didn't mesh well with the rest of the songs in this project. Like, how do you know this project is ready? Like, every song on this project is very intentional.
yeah.
That the track listing itself is very intentional, and it is time. You said last summer, you just wanted to put it out, but it just it just wasn't ready yet. So
It wasn't ready.
when did you feel, or why did you feel this was the time to put it out this year?
I wrote after I had a really kind of strange summer last year. I came home and from September to November, I just didn't write anything. I didn't really record. I didn't really have a voice anymore. Again, that feeling, that nervousness feeling overwhelmed me again.
Mm.
And I kind of experienced burnout for the first time, which I'd never really experienced in all the years that I've been like
Mm.
pursuing my ambitions.
Mhm.
Um, and I ended up writing a song called Medulla Oblongata.
Mhm.
And I wrote that in December. And when I heard that song, that track, and those words just came to me very quickly and very openly,
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, I have more music in me. I have more songs in me."
Mhm.
Mm.
Um, and that turned into Hypersext, which allowed
Mm.
me finally to
Yeah.
write about what happened in the summer without being too on the nose about it. I just started writing in like full ADHD format, just like different. Every line could be something different.
Mhm.
Every line
Mhm.
was a new world. Every line was a different response to some question that I forgot to answer a month ago. Like,
Yeah.
and then finish him. I wrote that in January, and I was like, "Oh, I just wrote 3 more songs. I think I'm done."
Mm.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
and then the remixes came because a friend of mine said, "You need remixes, like, you need to have something extra." And I managed to find tracks for remixes that I loved, and then I remixed those, and before I knew it, I was looking at 22 tracks, and I was like, "Oh, now it's too much.
And
Now
now you can
I get
scale
to
back.
take away from it."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I felt like it was ready around January. And on January 1st, I made a resolution that every 3 to 5 weeks from the beginning of the year until
Mm.
summer, and then I reset, I would release a song
Mm.
or a project.
Love that.
So I think the first one was January 3rd, and then it was January 13th, and then it was January whatever, and then it was February. So I just kept consistently going. Then finally in June 13th, I released Himboism. So now I'm like taking a little break, but I'm coming back.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad you mentioned Hypersex because I love that song. And
Yeah.
you also were talking about feedback. Let me tell you, I, these girls know it's hard to get me to listen to new music. And so the way I measure, for me personally, the way I measure if I like a song is I have to like how it sounds in the car. And Hypersex sounds
Yes.
great in the car.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Okay,
Mm.
good.
It was a fun ride, like,
Yes, it
again,
is.
driving to work, but I'm listening to this song, so that's lifting me up a little bit more. I really enjoyed it. The production, it's crisp. Um, I feel like it pulls from different like musical influences as well. It
Mhm.
was like, oh, it was a fun ride through the song. So it makes me want to know about your production process specifically. So you
Yeah.
talked a little bit about writing, but what does your production process look like?
I also
For the longest time, I was producing. Oh,
I
go
was
on.
gonna
No,
say
go
I
on.
also love the Drag Race references in that song too.
Mhm.
He said, "I
Mhm.
never met Ru, but I know a Paul." I love that. Like I love when you talk about
Yeah.
Trixie and RuPaul. I love the lyrics are. You're a great writer. Like you definitely know how to catch
Thank you.
attention.
Yeah.
By the way, so sorry. Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry. Production. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had to bring that up because
Thank
that
you.
was one of the major things that definitely caught me, and I was like, "Ooh, okay, I see you." As a Drag Race lover,
I
so yeah,
appreciate that.
loved
Thank
it.
you. Everyone loves Drag Race.
Yeah.
Um, I used to produce my own music for the longest time. I had a project that I took offline called Neon Romance, and I produced most of that with a friend in Canada named Blue Mystic. That's his artist name, and also another artist named Goldson. And I one of the things that started to hit me hard during 2020 was I wasn't happy with the sounds I was making. And I found myself like wanting to find my sound, but also make sure that it was professional. Cause in my head I hear it,
Mhm.
but like
Mhm.
I'm not sitting at my, my logic or my software and like pulling those sounds. I know how to do it, but it takes a lot longer than,
Mhm.
it should slash mastering and all that stuff. When you have your own sounds, is a completely different story. Not to say it's not something I'm gonna do. Like I have some new stuff that I actually produce. Feels good. But for this, I utilized what a lot of people do, where they license songs. So there are different websites that you would think like, oh, you just went online and found a track. There are hundreds of thousands of tracks and hundreds of thousands of producers from all over the world, because it's the internet, who are putting their songs up hoping that someone will license it or hoping that someone will write
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
to it.
Mhm.
Um, the track for Himbo is like kind of like what it like the Diwali beat. Like that beat.
Mm.
That beat has existed since 1970 something,
Yeah, yeah.
and people
Yes.
just keep writing on top
That's
of new
right.
things.
Yeah,
So
they
like
do.
That's right.
this beat, this himbo beat, I actually found that in 2020 or like just before 2020.
Mhm.
And I've been sitting on that beat for so long and I didn't know what it was. And in 2023, like it one day was just like, oh, I know what this is. I just wrote
Yeah.
it. Um, so for that reason, production for me has been very much about having other artists come to me with a track and I
Mm.
have to spark with it.
Mhm.
Okay.
I wish I was a genius and could just write to anything. Like if it doesn't give me
Doesn't
chills for
move
a
you.
minute, or
Yeah.
like if there's not a it doesn't
Yeah.
move me
Yeah.
in some way,
Yeah.
because the brain that I have, like I said, when I heard Medulla Oblongata for the first time, and I heard that guitar, that da 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 da, I just was like, does Medulla, the Medul, and it just
Yes,
worked,
it
and I just
does.
wrote.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I love
Okay.
it. Yeah. I
Mm.
Well, whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
for hypersex though, I can't tell you how silly it felt writing all of those words. Like you mentioned Nicki Minaj earlier, and I will mention her again because something I said in a previous interview is like there are a lot of men who are barbs
Yeah.
who won't admit that they're
Yeah,
barbs.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of men in hip hop who will put Nicki on a track, but they won't like be like, yeah, I'm also like that whimsical kind of like silliness that she brings into her
Mhm.
energy. That is such a fun thing to play into.
Yeah.
And like even starting that, like I start the track with body bang like super bass, because it's like once I wrote that, I knew I could just go off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to say because I feel like back in the day, I feel like a lot of male artists weren't able or didn't have the space to be as silly and free
Mhm.
with certain songs, and of course with their lyrics and how playful it could be. I feel like they really have that space back then. And I feel like more and more artists now are just saying fuck it and they just going with it. And they're producing and writing things that are true to themselves. And I really appreciate that because yes, like I want to hear a guy being goofy, being funny as well, because
Yeah.
there are men that's like that. You know, not every man
Humor
is
is so sexy. Yeah,
right,
humor is
right.
sexy. I mean, I think a part of it in the past was like, oh, you're just like Sir Mix-a-Lot. It's like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that was kind of corny. That was a little
Mm-hmm.
cringe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have another question because my favorite song off the project is "Blessed," and when I
Yay.
hear the song "Blessed," like I see myself in the summertime. It's hot as hell. I'm in somebody's bashment party, and I don't know. I got on a low rise jeans. I got my thong strings up. You know, I'm looking nice and juicy. I'm looking
Yes.
mesmerized, and I'm just rocking to the beat because I don't know. It's like a bass that's playing that dun dun dun,
Yeah.
but I feel very sexy hearing that song, and then I spot the man, and we just locking each other in the eyes, and then we start dancing, and we have a
Music
summer
video.
romance, and that's it. Yes, like when I heard the song the first time I heard it, I immediately just got into a different zone. So when it comes to Blessed and maybe other songs like that off the album, is it related to an actual experience, or you just want to say like, oh, I'm thinking about my time in the club when I met this dude or this girl, or met whoever and I had a good time, and maybe it wasn't a forever thing. It was just a fun night, week,
Yeah,
summer, and that was it. So,
I
what is
love that.
your inspirations like? Yeah.
Um, I love that. Thank you for that. That's one of my favorite songs too because I'm a flirt. I am a flirt. Like, and I don't necessarily always do it intentionally. Sometimes I'm just flirty.
Mhm.
Um, and as someone who has been, when you're a little bit more like inhibited and you suddenly aren't, you realize it's because you kind of have a lot to share, and so you reflect a lot. Like I'm an empath, so I do. Like I have people come up to me and be like, I don't know what it is about you, but I just have to tell you, I just broke up with my girlfriend, and I'm like, we just met. Like I'm good. Like I'm not a therapist. Like but for for Blessed, that was literally about just that flirtation feeling. Like that's like a reverence for the women in my life. That was a reverence for femininity and an uplifting of femininity and sexual like desire, and also like how good it feels to just be like sultry, like
Mhm.
that Jessica Rabbit, Tyra Banks, Naomi Campbell energy. Like it's
Yes.
like it
Mhm.
came from me sitting with moments in my past where I have been flirting with someone, and like you don't have the words to say in person, but like you don't have to say them because
Mhm.
either they're saying them or the music is so loud that all you can do is dance, or all you can
Yes.
do is just like sweat and just acknowledge that it's hot out. So that's a
Mhm.
really, really special song for me. And my friend Lindsay Rose is singing on it. And she's an incredible vocalist, an incredible artist who I think once we write some songs for her, I think that she's gonna
Mhm.
make waves when she can. But
Yes.
yeah, I'm so happy that you like that song a lot.
Love
Yeah, I
that.
love that song, and I don't know if it was intentional because I was like, did you include like some type of like chinky interpolation of everybody in the club getting tipsy? Like, here comes the two to the three to the. I think
Chinky?
you do it.
Did you say a
I mean,
kinky
I.
interpretation? I love that. Yes, I did. Yes, I very
I
did.
I feel like I can hear those references a lot in your music. Like I feel like I got a Get It Shawty reference in All My People.
Yes, you
All
did.
My
Mhm.
People. Yeah, and I love one of my favorites is
Yeah.
boba, iced tea lemonade with the boba. That's one of
Yes.
my favorites.
Yes. Yes.
I feel like
I
it's
Yes.
like
also
that
like one
too.
of
Yes.
your personal songs from the album. One thing I love about Himboism is that to me, none of the songs sound the same, and I like that. But I still get a
Yeah.
clear like
Yeah.
vision
Mhm.
of like what this album is about, and like it's different in a good
Mm,
way. And I also like
Mhm.
I just was wondering like how, because none of your vocals to me on any of the songs sound the same. How do you approach songs vocally in your vocal production? Especially with like how you're like very like whispery and ASMR on Boba. You're like very soft and clean, and then like you get to other ones and you're like very strong and like,
Yeah.
like leather and
yeah.
denim and things like that. Like how did you approach songs for that?
The last project that I did, like full album project, is called Pop That, and that
Mhm.
was the first version of that was released, I think, early 2021 or 2019,
Mhm.
and that was kind of like flipping stations on a radio.
Mhm.
So one of the coolest things about having my name be Boy Radio is that I can play with genres.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And so that's kind of
Mhm.
that's it. That's where I came from. Like when I hit a new song, it's like a new station.
Yes. That's
Yeah,
okay. I feel
that's
Yeah.
that way.
true. That's
Most
true.
definitely. And
I see that now.
I love Pop That. Like my top three are Always You, Unconditional, and Trust. Those are I go through
Yay.
those all the time. It's something about them. They're like very soothing to me and just like I don't know, I feel
Yay.
really good. I do have to ask though, again, we love samples, we love interpolations here. So did you and Trust interpolate Show Me Love by Robin S?
That was definitely like the inspiration
Inspiration?
behind
Yeah.
like that bass
Du-
line.
du-
Yeah.
du- du- du.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to play into the bass line.
Yeah.
And then the artist that produced that with me, a museum, he wasn't a house child at all.
Mm.
So like he kind of like found that and then played into it, and that's why it like goes off into this more like techno electro kind
Yes.
of energy. But like,
Mm. Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I love
That
it.
makes sense.
It's
And
good songs all together. Good projects.
Thank you.
real quick on Boba, did I get you rapping a little bit on a little bit?
I mean,
I was feeling it a little bit.
Just a tad.
I when like I'm not gonna go on Hot 97 and do a freestyle. Like I would be embarrassing myself. But like hip hop culture in my life has been so important, and hip hop
Mhm.
as a genre of music is so embedded in me and in my life because
Mhm.
of growing up in Los Angeles and growing up in Compton and Inglewood, and like having like that song specifically came from such an authentic place of like, how do I retell this memory that I
Mm.
play in my head a lot,
Mhm.
Mhm.
which is me riding on the
In the
back of my
Yes.
mom's Toyota with my cousins
Yes.
Yeah.
going to a Dodgers game.
Oh, come on,
And
Dodgers. Come on.
while and it was like they were playing Madonna's Vogue on the radio, and they were also
Mhm.
playing Baby 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 by TLC on the radio at that time.
Mm.
Wow.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Wow.
I just was like, how do I play into telling this story that I've wanted to tell people, because it's like a cute memory, but how do I do it in a way that actually like feels like musical? And it just that came out of me. Like that just is how
Yes.
that story came out of me.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love
Like
that
that.
song. It does
Mhm.
give the feels of riding through the
Mm.
hills of California and going
You would
somewhere.
know. You would know.
You would know.
Yeah. I love it.
Also, the because it's never gonna, it might come up again, but like one of my best friends, Devante, who I mentioned in the song "Finish Him," he's like the person who's like a light in my life, and he's very funny. And like one of the things that he inspired from that song is the lines "Sweater God."
Mhm.
Because I'm saying hot like Jesus in a
Mhm.
cardigan.
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep it cool, no sweat, sweater God.
Mhm.
Because
Ah.
his joke was like, yeah, he was like, you know what? I swear to God, one day, you know what? Swear to God, put Jesus on a cross in a sweater. Swear to God, like, and that has stuck with me for years.
Goodness.
So,
Yeah. If
Swear to God.
yes, the Jesus in the cardigan, I was like, okay, this is different. That line that always gets me every time I listen to it. I think what's important for
yeah,
us, like we always go through our top songs, our top three songs of an album of a artist that we like. I think for listeners who haven't heard of your music or they're interested,
Mm.
what like songs or three songs in your discography, whether it be from Himboism or Pop That or anything else, would you like new listeners to listen to kind of like get a feel for who you are as an artist?
I love that. I think specifically from Himboism, I would love people to listen to Himbo,
Mhm.
because it's for everyone's gym playlist. If you have a
Yes.
gym
Hmm.
membership, I need you to have that on the thing.
Mhm.
And the
Um,
remixes, y'all, and the
Medulla
remixes.
Oblongata. The remixes. Medulla Oblongata is a really feels to me so indicative of like where I came from as a vocalist. Like it brings me back to being younger and thinking like if ever I could write a song, I would write a song like this. And
Mm.
so I'm happy that I have that. And um and well, I think blessed is a great way of like leaning into different genres, but like if I had to pick my top three, it'd probably be those top three.
Gotcha. All right.
Good picks.
Very good picks. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely.
Yes.
Yes.
I have one more question. Maybe
Yeah.
very silly, I don't know. But looking at the artwork, especially when it comes to the song "Finish Him," I see it's like an old like Mortal Kombat, and
Yeah.
it seems like a lot of the things you post on social media gives a lot of references to, like games and maybe anime cosplay, superhero influences.
Yes.
So like, which superhero or like anime character do you relate the most with? Because like my man started putting me onto like anime, and
Oh,
now
she an
I
expert
get
now.
the hype. I get the hype. I'm telling people like, no, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch Attack on Titan. You gotta
Her
watch
man,
Death Note.
y'all.
Like,
They be
Yes.
deep.
so
They be deep.
yeah, he put me on. He put me on. So yes, I see the influences. And do you have like a certain like character or superhero that you relate with the most?
In anime, I've always been a Spike Spiegel,
Mm,
and that's from Cowboy Bebop.
mm,
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I've heard of
I
that
just
before.
have I've always been really attracted to his sense of cool and his like calmness in like sticky situations, but he's also got style. Also, that specific anime is very unlike the other animes because it's the music, the soundtrack is out of this world. The soundtrack is like scat jazz.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
So like they'll be like, spaceships chasing each other, shooting each other down, but it'll be like
Yeah.
crazy. So like your mind is like, okay, how do I like keep track of all this stuff? Um,
Mm.
and then there's a part of me that's also there's a anime called Space Dandy that's
Hmm.
really ridiculous. It's very funny, it's very silly, and this guy is like the quintessential like anime himbo. Like he just is kind of stupid, kind of gets everything wrong, but always is in the right place at the right time. Um, but yeah, those are my two kind of like my two
Good
guys.
question. That's
That's so
cool.
cool.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got some more to add to your list, Dami.
Look, Michael, he's been telling you about what's it called?
Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy.
Country
Cowboy
Cowboy
Bebop.
because like
Cowboy Bebop, yeah.
my man is he's a professor in jazz studies, so he keeps saying like we have to
Ah,
watch it, we have to watch it, we have to watch it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, we just finished all these seasons of Attack on Titan. Like, give me a break. But
too
now,
much.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, now you convinced me. So I'll tell him. All right.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's so many of them. There's so
There is.
many anime, and there's so many seasons. What's the One Piece has like
One Piece, like 1,000
Yeah.
episodes.
too many
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
Y'all better get a
Yeah,
Crunchyroll.
yeah, get that
mm-hmm,
subscription.
mm-hmm.
Oh, and Death Note. Death Note is scary, but it's
Love
very
Death
Oh
good.
Note. It's
yeah.
scary, but
It's
it's
too
good.
much. It
Hmm.
was great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Nice. Okay. All right. Any other questions, ladies? Good
I
thinking.
have questions for you.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
How long have you guys been doing your podcast, and in what way do you hope that you can bring this like love for music and love for culture and love for community to like a bigger place in the next year?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Yikes.
Yeah, come on, interview question.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's the
Who do
question
you see yourself in 5 years?
that's the question we be asking each other in our meetings, quarterly meetings.
Right.
Gosh.
I know
Well,
you
to
got the
answer your first
plan.
question,
Yeah,
And
right.
the plan.
I can answer the first question confidently. That second one, I'm gonna need my girls to help me with. But we're about to make 3 years on the 22nd of this month,
Wow.
actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes, 3
yeah,
years.
we're still. I mean, I still feel like we're still so new. We're very very young in our podcast journey, but yeah, we started in July of 2022.
That's right.
Yeah. So this is episode 120 something. So we got a lot. We talk a lot. We laugh a lot. We cackle a lot. Scream, sing, all those things. So it's been a fun journey for sure. As far as how do we plan on growing over the next years,
You're
ladies?
doing it. You're doing it.
Listen,
No, this is it. Like,
listen, we about to
Yeah,
go on
yeah. We've been
a
into
little
it more.
hiatus, so and then
okay.
just
Yeah.
girl got to go on maternity leave, so
Got a mad baby. Got a mad baby in the oven.
You gotta-
So
Yeah.
it's a good hiatus. It's a
yeah,
good break.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
a good
yeah.
break.
But
But
yes, we hope you never know. Motherhood might light some fire under my butt and take off somewhere. But I think we only hope that we could
yeah.
reach the masses and people will feel the way that we feel about music. I mean, I think that was the whole reason that I kind of wanted to do a music podcast. I reached out to Dami and I was just like, we talk about music all the time. We're always feeling a way about music. There's so many memories that we have separately together with music. We're in the car jamming. Like anybody knows me knows that my speakers are always knocking. Like you're gonna hear me before you see me.
Mhm.
That's how I roll. Yeah, I'm the one who
For
will,
sure.
jack up the speakers. Like I lived with a woman who like every car the speakers were busted in the car because she would listen to music so loud and like that's how we rolled. Like so it was branching off of like losing my mom. Music was like a big part of our life and love and what connected us, and then wanting to keep that going and hoping that this will one day like touch somebody, other people, and they'll feel the same way and they'll want to converse and commune with us. So hopefully we can branch out into, I don't know, all sorts of stuff. Like maybe we'll have something on in the Essence Fest where we're having our little stage time on a podcast
Mhm.
floor and stuff, which would be nice. I think we're very niche. I think that we are unique. Like there's nobody like us. I don't think that is
Yeah.
out there,
Right.
honestly. Like, I'm sure there's other music podcasts, but like, I think we got something different and we really care. Like, we really care about artists, about the music we love. Yeah, so there's that too.
Quality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, most
Yeah.
Quality is
definitely.
important to us.
Yeah, because we always talk about how like we're obviously not like trained and know all like the aspects of
Yes.
music. Like, oh yeah, I think I hear this sound, and like and the engineer should have turned this up like a decibel or something. Like we don't know the technical aspects of music, right? But we know how music makes us
That's
feel.
right.
We always bring up a story. Amma is our historian, and she can remember
Every
the
single
outfit that
detail.
she wore April
Ah,
9th in 1995,
Yes.
and but I think a lot of us have memories like that when it comes to certain songs, when you hear certain songs,
Hmm.
and we just want to voice that to the community and hopefully,
Yeah.
when we find our tribe or when our tribe finds us,
Yeah,
that we can all relate in that type of way, and we can continue to talk about music like that. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. Well, what I
It
do
is
have
in us. The music is in us.
I do have two more questions though, Radio. Like, what's something that like currently going on in the music scene that like excites you and like something that you think should just kind of like go away?
oh, that is a hard question because I'm finding there's so much music that it's easy to not listen to things you don't like.
Yes, that's
Mm.
so true.
And which is also a curse because I don't discover as much new music. And if I'm
Hmm.
listening to the radio,
yeah,
they're playing the same
Same
songs on
songs. That's
rotation.
right.
Yes.
That's
Um,
right.
we know too much. We know too much about bundles. We know too much about people spending money on t-shirts and the t-shirt actually counts as an album sale, so that goes I know too much about that now. Like
Yeah,
I didn't need to know that before. Like before I just thought the song was good. Now it's like no, actually they paid $150,000 to get their
hmm
song
that's
on
right.
number
That's
2.
right.
That's why the song is
Hey,
not
yo,
great, but it's on the Billboard. I'm like, okay. Um so yeah, I what something I would like to see more, I think, in sonic like sounds
yeah.
is just more like separation from the structure.
Mm-hmm.
Um, FK Twigs is a perfect example. She might not be the most radio friendly artist,
Right.
but when you're given a song that you already know the lyrics to before you hear it because it's already like verse chorus bridge, like that's great. But when I hear a song where it like shocks me, like where it takes me out of like where I think is what it was gonna go,
Yeah.
I love stuff like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are so many bands, so many artists that do that. And again, they're not as mainstream,
Mhm.
but you at least know that they're coming from a place of like discovery. I want you to be a super fan, so I'm gonna make it so that you have to challenge your brain to
Yeah.
listen to this
Yeah.
and know what's coming next. That's how you learn songs. So
Yes.
more of that would be cool.
Yeah, I like that. Good. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, I think it would be nice to end on a fun note though too. So I did read somewhere that you grew up listening to Nina Simone, Fiona Apple, Janet Jackson. Who do you think dropped the best hit with I Loves You Porgy, Criminal, and That's the Way Love Goes?
Mm.
Mm.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Honestly, between the three of those songs, I'm gonna go with That's the Way Love Goes.
Period.
Period.
Mm.
Because
Woo! That's the way I like
It's
Period.
the feeling.
because because it's the feeling, and also Janet is, I don't think she's ever admitted to this, and hopefully she does one day, but she is the queen of samples.
Mm,
Mm.
She's the queen of samples. Every
Mm.
single hit that she's ever done, and like maybe this is a whole episode you guys can look
that's
into.
right.
Every hit is a version of a different song that already exists, or it's a
Wow.
sample from a song. So That's the Way Love Goes is actually a jazz song that came out the year before, and she wrote
Wow.
that song on top of it.
Mm.
Never
I
knew
I
that.
did not
couldn't
know
tell you
that.
what the name of the jazz song was, but that song, dun, 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 dun.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is like a Coast 103.5 jazz
Yes.
moment. They used to play that instrumental.
Oof.
And then she and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis decided, you know what, this is a song, and here's what I'm hearing, and they turned it into a hit.
It's
Wow.
Same with If, same with all the things. So yeah, that's my song because it comes from something.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one
Ooh, that's
though.
my favorite Janet song. It's my favorite Janet song. Oh my
That's how you
God.
know. That's how you know. Let me go back to the sampling because
Yeah.
I've been annoyed by the way a lot of artists are sampling lately, and that's how you know someone samples a song well is when you don't even know that thing is a damn
Right.
Yeah.
sample because it's
Yeah.
that good.
Yeah.
So yes,
It's
more of that.
so good. The feeling, and I gotta listen
Quality.
to that song. I gotta listen to that instrumental then, because that's the feeling that I'm talking about. I don't. She could just be harmonizing over the song, but that dun, 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 oh man, it takes you
Oh,
Yeah,
back.
when that
keep
beat
the vibe.
dropped.
Feels
Oh
like
my
you're
Bring the
God.
vibe.
cruising
Yeah.
somewhere.
When that
You go to a whole other place on that song. But yes, love that answer. Y'all make
Yes.
sure that
Like a moth
y'all
to a flame.
listen to Boy Radio, okay? Listen, you're gonna get
Yes.
something,
Thank
a little bit
you.
of everything.
Yes.
You're gonna get that pop, you're gonna get that rap, you're gonna get jazz, get a little bit of something that you ain't never thought of getting. And so we highly recommend you listening to Himboism and Pop
Yes.
That. All the songs that he recommended, Himbo, Medulla Oblongata, Blessed, all great songs off of the project. So, and congratulations to you and all of that you're doing and
Yes.
keep doing,
Congrats.
and
Thank
don't
you.
stop. Get it. You already know. We wish you nothing but the best
Thank you
there.
very much. It was a pleasure to meet you all.
Yes.
I
You're
appreciate it. You
sticking
too.
around.
And congrats on the
Oh, thank you,
baby.
thank you, thank
Oh,
Thank
you.
you.
yes.
Yes,
Yay!
a little music mad baby, yes.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yes, but
Music mad
you
baby.
s- you're sticking around though. You're sticking around though. So, but we want to give you your props, your flowers, and when you hit them big stages, don't forget about us, like Mariah Carey said.
Don't
Oh yeah.
forget it.
You
Don't
don't
forget
get
it.
it. You
Don't
don't get
no.
it.
Oh, baby.
All right, ladies, who's going first with the outro?
can go first. So, slept on Saturdays, guys. As you all know, it's songs I feel like are slept on. Not saying you've never heard of it. I just feel like they didn't get the recognition that it deserved. And actually, this week slept on Saturday was inspired by you, Boy Radio. I don't know if you remember this when we met you for our like pre-call. Um, you had mentioned something. I guess you said you had heard something that we said, or you had seen something, and you said it reminded you of B2K.
Mhm.
And I was like, huh, B2K. I actually have a song of theirs on my slept on Saturday list. So I said now's the time to finally put it on the put it on the podcast. So this week slept on Saturday is a song called "Gots to Be" from B2K's debut album, self-titled album that came out in 2002. So, um, it was released as the second single. There's not much information about the song, but whatever. Maybe that's why it slept on. But it was released as the second single, which I didn't even realize it was released as a single. And then to my surprise, there's also a video for it. I did not realize that there was a video for this freaking song. I was so hooked on I couldn't get past when I put the CD in my little boom box that I had. So it took me a while to get past song number one. Because you would buy an album for one song back in the
That's
day. So
right. That's
and
right.
the album
Right.
get all scratched up, and then you can't listen to shit else but that one song.
Right.
Um, but this song was produced by the Underdogs. I couldn't believe that it was a single, but there was a video for it, and I mean, it was a typical early 2000s boy band video. B2K, really super corny, but at the time it wasn't corny to us. We were like all in love. But it actually did pretty well on the charts. It went number 17 on the Hot 100 and was number 13 on the hip hop and R&B charts. So I was like, well, damn, maybe it was just me. Maybe everybody else was aware that this song had as many legs as it did, because I sure wasn't. But I appreciate the song now, and I appreciate that. Again, boy band, early 2000s sound. Like, I appreciate that for what it is. It definitely was a moment in time. But that's this week's Slept on Saturday. Gots to be. I ain't gonna sing. I'm gonna spare y'all from that. But I'll just read the lyrics.
Oh.
It's not my way to talk to strangers. It's not my way to talk to strangers, but it feels like I already know you. If you need somebody, I want to manage you. And so let's take a pause there, because was she a singer? What is he managing? Anyway, let me skip to the end. He said, I want to be your mother, your father, your brother, and your sister too. Damn, he wants to be the whole family. But do you want to be her man? I'm very confused. I want to be the gospel love that you run to. Whatever's on your mind, let me know. Girl, we got lots of time. We can talk through all the good times and the bad times. I want to be the gospel be in your life. Not your, but your life. Gospel be B2K this week slept on Saturday.
Nice.
Thank you.
Lovely. I love how you still try to sing. You just couldn't hold it. I love it.
It's in me. It's in me. I
Is
can't
it?
help it.
See?
Don't forget to warm up next
All right,
time.
y'all. Yeah. You heard Boy Radio. Don't just start singing and messing up the mic.
He said you were warming up when you speak. Your voice. When
No,
you
he
talk,
did not. He said vocal warm ups. He said vocal warm ups. See?
I heard differently.
Go from from speaking to singing just like that. I actually that is a good song. That is not a slept on song. Like, I think people know about Gots to Be.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was just me. It's just me.
The chorus is really good. I remember that chorus being really, I don't remember any other part of the song, but the chorus is really good.
It was
I like the
good.
beat.
I like the beat.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna close out with the drop. The drop is I introduced any new music, any new albums that came out recently, any artists that are going on tour. I would say festivals, but I'm done with that. Y'all gotta do better, and then I'll start announcing them again. Since we have Boy Radio here, I would like to, open up this opportunity for Boy Radio to let us know if there's any performances that are coming up. I know you said you're gonna take a break, or you are on break now, but are you planning on having any more shows, or
I have just booked Joe's Pub in New York City, which is a legendary downtown venue at the Public Theater.
Nice.
Okay.
They have asked me to come and do a solo show, It's my first time ever being there. This is a huge deal for me. I'm really excited. The tickets are on sale now at thepublictheater.org. If you
Yes.
click Joe's Pub, it's going to be Saturday, August 2nd at 9:30. There's limited tickets, but it's a big house. This is a staple for like downtown New York. Like it's a music venue, but it's attached to the theater. So there's always been the element of like you go see a show and then you come to the pub and like
Mm.
see who's ever there.
Mhm.
Um, I'm excited because I'm doing Himboism.
Mm.
I'm gonna be accompanied with a light band. I'm gonna have a band.
Okay.
Oh,
Um,
come on.
and I'm taking people to the spa. One of the things that if you listen to the album, it kind of plays like a sonic meditation. That's on purpose. And so for this first iteration of this show, as I start to develop, hopefully for festivals for next year, if they're acting right, um, I want to bring everyone into the spa. So that's August 2nd, New York City at Joe's Pub. Tickets on sale now.
Yes. Congratulations.
Yes.
I was thinking about that.
I'm
What's
excited.
the last song or one of the last songs, Echo? I was thinking about that too,
Yes.
where you're like, I'm taking somewhere else. Where am
Yeah.
I? Where am I? I'm gone.
Breathe in, breathe out. You're
Yes.
supposed to just breathe for a minute.
That's right. I love it. Awesome. Well, again,
Very
we
awesome.
really,
Congratulations.
yes, we do appreciate you being here, taking the time out of your busy schedule to be
Thank
with
you.
Mm.
little us, the Mad Music Podcast. We greatly
Thank you. Not at all.
appreciate it. We had a good time, lots of
We
smiles, lots
do.
of laughs, and lots of teeth. I love it. So we hope
Teeth.
that y'all also enjoyed this episode and make sure you go and listen to his projects. They're
Yeah.
so good. Just having a great time. You're gonna have a great time listening to them. And so we do appreciate you doing this and taking the time out, like we were saying, and also, good luck with everything again. And where can anybody or everybody find you on your socials?
I'm at boy.radio on Instagram, like india.ire. And and that's my main right now. My main social is Instagram. So at boy.radio. And then as you discover from there, you'll see my links. But the website's coming soon with merch and all that fun stuff when it's time. But
Oh,
right now I'm just
yay.
focusing on the music.
Perfect. Love it.
Nice.
Yes. So good luck to you and everything. Y'all already know where to find us. Okay, Mad Music Podcast on all the socials. Make sure you email Alma, madmusicpodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on the YouTube. You'll be seeing this video on the YouTube too, seeing his model-esque face and everything.
Yep.
and the lovely Rihanna album in the background. Yes. Come on.
Oh yeah, rated
Come on,
R.
rated R. Uh,
Yes.
Come on, come on there. Come on there.
exactly.
Madhouse. That album is crazy.
Yes.
It
It
really
is.
is.
It is.
All right. And on that note, we hope that you guys enjoy. Everybody be safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Hi.
Peace.
I'ma go dumb, I'ma go himbo, I'ma get super dumb. That what y'all into? Look at my thighs, how they jiggle. I'ma go himbo. Watch me, I'ma go dumb, I'ma go himbo, I'ma get super dumb. That what y'all into? Look at my